Feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank.
Hey everybody, welcome to the post-show wrap-up video here on the Central Pennsylvania Shrimp Tank. I'm your host, Nathan Bowden, alongside beautiful co-host George Book, President and CEO of the West Shore Chamber of Commerce. Thanks for coming back, George.
Thank you, sir.
We just got done interviewing Corrie Leister, who owns Inspired by You, everything related to kitchen refinishing, cabinet refinishing individual pieces of furniture, doing your own DIY classes, training. I mean, everything in the book related to refinishing. It's phenomenal. And our full replay can be seen on our website at shrimptankpodcast.com/CentralPA. Also, be sure to like our Facebook page. You can search for the Central PA Shrimp Tank to keep up to date on all the live interviews that we're going to do and the videos we post out. And if you're a podcaster, you can find us on pretty much every podcast app that's out there, whether it's Apple Podcast, Google Play, Spotify, or iHeartRadio. Find us, hit that follow and subscribe button so you can stay up to date as we do these interviews. And we got a lot of information, Corrie. I mean, phenomenal information. We learned all about contrarian thinking, which we're going to talk a little bit about today, on adapting a business model and embracing really life as it was given to you, which we talked a little bit on our in the Crossers of Corona episode. But sadly, we also learned that George and Nathan can be defeated in the Plead the Fifth segment. And if you want to hear us sulk and moan, again, go to our website, shrimptankpodcast.com/CentralPA to get the full episode of Corrie. But Corrie, welcome to the post-show wrap-up, and thanks for being on here. Why don't you just give everybody a little bit of background on Inspired by You, the company, what you guys do.
Hey guys, I'm Corrie Leister with Inspired by You, and we are a cabinet and furniture refinishing company. We also have a retail space where we currently sell our own industrial coating line, which is a pigmented polyurethane coating to help you get great results when you're refinishing your own pieces. So it's great for DIYers. We also have Inspired by You University. That is our training ground. So that's where we can teach professional refinishers how to grow their business. And so we bring in the best of the best refinishers from all over the U.S. and they come in and we do monthly classes in there. So they're able to empower people to grow their business and they can take the hands-on training that we do and implement it into their own businesses immediately.
So wait, you're telling me that as a business owner and refinisher, you're teaching other people how to do your job? How does that work?
I can't believe
that. How does that happen?
Yeah. People must be going mad in the streets.
It's my business model. I know that it's not what everybody does out there. Obviously, there's so many people who are competing with other people. But in my mind, I think that we're so much better off if we elevate the industry as a whole and we help and empower each other. And so we have a large group called Kitchen Cabinet Painting Experts. And we have a KCPE mastermind group where we have professional refinishers in there where we share all of the information and just help each other grow. I believe that there is so much power in that, and it has definitely elevated our business to learn and grow leaps and bounds above people who have been doing the same thing for years without being open-minded to all of these other possibilities of everything that's out there.
Right.
And so we have benefited. So now it's just we want to pay it forward and help other people with the information that we've gained.
Well, we're talking about the DIYers, and you were realistic enough to realize there's a very, very, very small percentage of that population that you're actually going to win business from to actually do the refinishing work for them.
Yep.
And so the genius behind what you're doing is saying, well, let's go to where they are and let's figure out how we can help them do better, be better, and then figure out also how you turn them into a client, into a customer, just a different way.
Sure.
And when you start thinking outside the box, like you said, getting out of your way, I refinish stuff. That's what I do. When you start thinking outside the box, it's when this whole other world can be opened up of opportunity. That's just, and the fact that a lot of this was really sprung in or around COVID and when all that happened is even more remarkable as far as I'm concerned.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I want to ask how do you think that way? Like, I'm not asking you personally, like, how do you do it? But what is it about thinking that way that's different? Because a lot of people wouldn't think that way. They'd
Right.
stay in their box, or they get to COVID and they'd kind of pity themselves, or woe is me. But how do you, what do you attribute that to?
I just think a lot of people in this industry are painters who happen to own a business. I'm a business owner who happens to own a painting company. So as a business owner, I think like a business owner, and I think like an entrepreneur. So it's more of a how can I become better? How can I create a bigger impact? What's the needs? How can I meet them? How can I elevate people? How can I add value to people on a daily basis? It's a different way of thinking, and in turn, I think it's opening up the minds of a lot of other people who own businesses, and they're like, oh, we can do things outside of what we thought we could do. And just kind of being a solution seeker,
Yeah.
you know, and here's the issue. Let's not let it put a wall up there. It's okay. How are we gonna do it? You know, because I think that there's so much power in that, and that's where innovation comes in. And I think that there's been so much of that during this COVID time.
Oh, yeah.
And like when I look in January, I was working out of my 2-car garage.
Right.
You know, it's pretty insane what we've been able to do in
amazing.
just 10 months,
Right.
and how we've been able to grow our business, and not only grow our business, but to empower other businesses to grow alongside of us.
Yeah. But George, that stuff only happens in the big city.
Not here in Mechanicsburg. It's amazing. We talk about what you're doing and the people that you're reaching. You're reaching the best and brightest in this industry across the United States to come to the huge metropolis of Mechanicsburg, just a touch bigger than Dillsburg. Not much.
A scotch.
A scotch bigger. But you're able to bring them in so that people can say, hey, this is the best of the best, right?
Yes.
Talk a little bit about how that sort of happened and how that came to be.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I just started my business in 2015, my painting business.
Right.
But before that, you know, we had other businesses, and I'm an entrepreneur by nature. So I knew that if I wanted to be successful in this business, I needed to find people who were in life where I wanted to be, grab onto their coattails, and just hang on tight, you know? And so that's what I did. I sought out these other professionals who I admired, who were putting out great work, who didn't have the egos to say, oh, well, you can't do that, but who were willing enough to help me grow.
Sure.
And I think before, like 5 years ago, I remember just I would be doing something and posting it because everything that I was learning, I would want to share and help other people because people grew. So 5 years ago, I was painting with chalk paint and I was brushing and rolling off of paper plates. Like that's how I was doing it. And I just didn't know any better. That's how I was taught.
Right.
So
It's not right.
I did my entire house that
no,
way.
Yeah.
but then you would have these refinishers saying, "Oh, well, that's not the way that you're supposed to do it," and I would be like, "Okay, how do I do it?
Right.
Like, teach me."
Right.
And
Right.
and it was so new because nobody had ever said that before. A lot of people were just like, "Oh, well, you know," and they would cower. But I'd be like, "No, teach me. I want to learn."
Yeah.
And so I would find the people who are willing to teach me.
Right.
And so over the years, it's been awesome because the group that we had started saw me, you know, painting off of these paper plates with brush, and they saw me do my first, you know, use a sprayer for the first time. And then other people started using sprayers, and kind of like I would just see, like I had these fears, and every time I had a fear, I would kind of bust through it. And what that did was it opened the floodgates for other people to say, if she did it, I can do it too.
Yeah.
Because they kind of saw me grow.
Right.
And now I went from spraying or brushing and rolling chalk paint to spraying industrial 2K pigmented polyurethane coatings. Like it's kind of crazy what can happen in 5 years.
Yeah.
But now the cool thing is we're bringing the whole industry up.
Yeah.
You know, and it's pretty awesome what can happen. But yeah, now the best and brightest refinishers from all over the nation are coming in, and we run monthly classes, and they come in and teach us here.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome. Why don't you talk about
Yeah.
some of those classes? Because I know you have some coming up.
Yeah.
And this could be an offer for those of you who are watching where this could be of value to you or your employees possibly who are doing refinishing work. So why don't you touch on the ones that are coming up?
Nick Slavic is going to be here in November. If you are in the painting industry, you're probably familiar with Nick. He does the Ask a Painter Live series with the PCA. He's also one of the painters on This Old House. He is a phenomenal individual and just one of my great friends, just a real heart to help people and to elevate the industry. And so he's going to be coming in on Friday, November 6th, and he's going to be sharing about systems and apprenticeship and just growing your business. And that's going to be an incredible class. And then in December, on December 19th, it's right before Christmas. We figured a lot of us contractors that may be a little slower that week and the week after. So we figured that might be a good time to bring people in. But Michael Crane is coming in. He is one of my best friends. I speak to him on a daily basis. Just a funny guy. And he just, again, a heart to help people. And so he's going to come in and he's going to do a back to basics cabinet refinishing class. So it's going to be very to the T. This is how you complete a job from start to finish. This is how you start your cabinet refinishing business. This is what you do and what you need to have in place. And we'll be using different sprayers and coatings and things along those lines, so people will get to try it, and then they'll have that guided practice too. So we're going to run a class a month, and for 2021, we're going to have.
Please don't keep us in this year anymore.
No,
exactly.
We're ready to be done.
No replay.
We're ready to move on, but we have a great lineup. Like it's truly an all-star cast that's coming in.
That's awesome. That's really cool. All right, so for the people that are watching this right now who are either a refinisher themselves and want to learn more about these classes, whether they're a homeowner that's looking to outsource, whether they're a DIY or whatever it is, and they're hearing your story and saying, wow, there's something there for me. What's the best way for them to find out about your company and what you guys can offer?
You guys can just hit up our webpage. It's www.inspiredbyu. It's the letter U, like on my shirt. inspiredbyu.biz, B-I-Z. And, on our website, we have request a quote. So if you're looking for us to come out and to serve you in that capacity, we can do that. There's also information on our classes there. There is, you can check out our online shop there. We have everything on our website, so you can check that out. There's also pictures of work that we have done, and a little bit of everything there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you for coming on the show and giving us some insights. And I think for me, hearing the idea of not having an ego, being willing to know where your weaknesses are and seek others out, and being willing to humble yourself, if you will, and look to others who maybe have more experience or more expertise in those areas, and being willing to learn, but also thinking outside the box, being willing to, and you said it, and we talked about this a lot, of you are a business owner who happens to do refinishing and do that, not the other way around. And that's a key distinction for how a lot of people, when they think differently. So again, everybody at home, for either just general business tips or great insights from Corrie, check out the full replay of our broadcast. Also, if you have any refinishing related needs, go to their website, inspiredbyu, the letter U.biz, so you can find more out about Corrie and her fantastic company. And if you need an actual refinisher, I can tell you she's the one to turn to in their company, because they're doing amazing things here in Central PA. So everybody, thank you for tuning in. George, thank you for being back and bringing just unbelievable amounts of insight and wisdom to the studio. I look forward to our next episode. Everybody, we'll see you next week on another episode of the Central PA Shrimp Tank.
I've been feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank.